More vehicles are coming to Port Harcourt from my foray out this morning, and we expect them to do so. Most schools or some schools will start to reopen from the 8th of January, or maybe the 15th of January. In fact, by the 15th of January, schools will be open, everybody open, banks are already open already. Some of you are back in your offices, which is good, by the way, because we're talking about banks next week, Monday. All the criminal things that we're hearing going to banks, that'll be next week, Monday. But whilst your neighbors or your friends have come to visit you, or you have gone to visit them in the village, wherever, your umuna, right? Certain rules and regulations apply, don't they? You see, everywhere you go, virtually everywhere you go, that's not your home, you will find that there are certain laws that persist. I remember past years, holidays and this house, not houses, right? So in bit to stay enjoyable rules. Came a thing. So we had a sheet of paper, we drop rules, all right? One, when you come in, you apply it, you greet everybody. Rule 2, very importantly, all right, you must bring your own music. So yes, we had to tell where people will play this, but we allow people to play the we also used to get people to bring their music. We're like, rules, very words or words, how then you come to us. You can't say you not but Friday, you any how's the house rule? Any Friday. This is what made this particular house rule very interesting. You see, if between Monday and Thursday you come into that house and then you use a curse word or you make a swear word, we had a jar, called it the swear jar. You will put 100 naira inside that box. Our friends thought it was a joke, but when it started coming through, we will lock the door and say, look, put the 100 naira. If I, Jude, made the mistake, I will put my 100 naira inside there. If anybody else comes, you put what was money. So at the end of every week, money that was in where then on Friday that week, everybody to the house gets drink, just have a video game, and also it will be a serious test, right, for people to throw their top. If you have room now, you go swear. Now, this is my question. What are your house rules during the holiday? Do you enforce them by letting your, in quotes, friends and family know? Someone knock Happy New Year, welcome. Do you sit down and tell the children in this house, nobody does this, nobody does that? Or, like us, we wrote the rules and we pasted it on the door. So, straight off the bat, as coming, we would see it. You would see it. So, you had no excuse to flout any of the rules. I asked this because yesterday night, the funny thing you hear when people are trying to sleep, yesterday night, the family come up against their cousins. Why? They had a sign rule that by 9:30 there's a feature that is not box and no friend about this in how 9 o'clock on when we pray by force by fire. That says I don't know. So let's free.
The views, opinions shared on the program do not represent the position of Nigeria Nigeria FM. Let's talk.
And now, hello Port Harcourt with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria FM.
Alright, house rules, entertaining your guests. Do you tell your guests straight up when they come to your house, these are the rules in my house? Or do you just endure them, bear them whilst they are around? For some people, they don't like shoes, in their house. Some of you have noticed that in this country. There's some households where you cannot step into the parlor, into the sitting room with your sandals. They don't like it. They don't do it. Now, in some places, they will tell you politely, please, off your shoes. Thank you very much. Put them off. Thank you. In some other places, they'll probably let you in. But you see, the woman of the house may feel uncomfortable. Okay, all right, okay. And then in some places I have experience, you probably hear either the man or the woman go, sister, you don't just use your shoe, they walk everywhere. Calm down, they sweep for this house. They've told you this is their rule in their house. But which, ladies and gentlemen, during the holidays in particular, is more suitable? Do you tell them up front? As they come in, tell them, like we did, we had the rules pasted on the wall. On the door. So when you're knocking, you are reading it. House rules. You don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do that. It's straight, it's pretty clear. Or you just endure them. After all, they're only going to be in your house for a few days or a few weeks. 017-923-0002, 0817923-0003. We're talking about entertaining guests, and the question I asked this morning, once again, is do you let them know the rules of your house, or do you endure them? How did the Bible say? Suffer them. You suffer them for a bit. just be like a week or so. You just manage, if normally you turn off your lights by 10 o'clock, but by 11:30 your uncles are still watching TV, okay, let's manage them now. They will just be here. It's just in another 2 days you will let them go. What works best for you? What works best generally? I want to find out. At Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. WhatsApp and Telegram available on 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. Please, as always, do not call the WhatsApp or Telegram line. Just leave it for receiving your messages. All right, just send us messages and we will be fine. Let's start with WhatsApp. We have a few messages. Let's get straight to them. This one's here from Asilia. Asilia says, you didn't anchor power update segment. Yes, there was a deliberate or an oversight. It was deliberate. I did make mention yesterday that I hadn't gotten a reply from the contacts from PhD because I sent emails every Thursday, but I didn't get a reply prior to the program. So I decided not to push. Maybe they had not returned from holidays. Whoever, maybe. All right. So that's why we didn't do that yesterday. All right, Jude, good morning. This issue of shoes is a big problem for many homes. I don't like people coming into my house with their shoes. So I tell them straight up. Over the years, it's caused a big problem with myself and my sisters who like to come into the house without removing their shoes. But I've had to tell them, I would not put rules like you did outside, but I will tell my guests immediately, please put your shoes outside. All right, thank you very much. That's from Sandra. Put your shoes outside. Don't wear that mean. That's my out. Yes, you're welcome to my house, but when you won't step into that Rubicon between outside and inside, don't wear shoes. Don't wear shoes. I don't like sand. Speaking of sand, when we were younger, my mom was obsessed, right? Obsessed with clean floors. So when she comes, in fact, before she comes in, when we know she's about to come in, we'll start sweeping. We'll just start sweeping. But almost every time, it's funny. I'm still feeling sand in this house. Go and bring the broom. But because of that, when I visit people's houses, I'll take off my shoes. I take off my shoes. I wouldn't even ask you. Just, okay, when I reach the door, thank you very much. Remove my shoes or remove my slippers. I want to be a great guest to you. I wouldn't want to put pressure on you. Good morning, Jude. Entertaining guests is now a big challenge for many Nigerians. People just think that once you give people drinks and you give them food, you've entertained them. There are rules. For example, some people, when they come to your house, they don't keep their children in check. Sometimes children will jump, even touch things they're not meant to touch, and even spoil them. I have tried my very best. So these days, when I'm having people come over with their children, I turn off all my TVs and I make sure the children stay in the parlor. I cannot be buying TV and things every single period. Yes. Very true. When you have children, when they go outside, when you take them out to see, particularly when they are, I would say under 7, right? Or maybe under 10. That's that period when they are very restless, right? So you need to keep an eye out for them, or on them, rather. You need to just, because the minute you turn, you know what they say, what children cannot do doesn't exist. 017-923-0002, 0817923-0007, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0007. There's a call screener, so please, when you drop your name and your location, let the person know, and then you can turn down the volume of the radio set so we can have a great conversation with you. 92.3. Oh dear. All right, drop call scenario. Apologies. Hello, Port Harcourt. Good morning. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0007, 017-923-0002, 017-923-0007. All right, that's the number, or those are the numbers you can call. WhatsApp 009-030-6416. Oti says, I can remove my palm slippers, but for shoe, it's a no-no. If you if you have such a rule, we will have to discuss outside. I don't want my shoes going into exquisite hotels or offices while you're home. But that's the more reason why, the person would want his home to not have shoe prints. Those exquisite hotels you just made mention, there are people who clean regularly, right? I can remove my palms, but not my shoe. Interesting. But once again, you are the guest. So if the host tells you, please don't wear your shoes, would you go away? Or ask the host, would you let Otis wear his shoes? 1 hour, I don't go now. Right? Right. We're back after the break.
Stay with us. Nigeria Info. We'll be back.
When I win this, we'll get to 50k for 9 mobile promo, I go chop like.
Tell your guests your rules, right? As soon as they start to come, or maybe they make it known that they're coming to visit you or spend the holidays with you, do you let them know of the rules of your house, or do you endure them for their stay? Do you suffer them for their stay? Do you let them get away with the rules that ordinarily you wouldn't like to have broken in your house? Do you let them know, okay, when you come to my house, for example, we don't make noise past 3 o'clock. I once visited a priest, and sometime around, was that 3 p.m. in the afternoon? We were there before 3. But 3 p.m., just before 3 p.m., he told us, please, I usually have a small prayer, but this time, it would be good for you not to make noise for about 10-15 minutes. Can you give me 10 or 15 minutes, and I'll come back and address you? So there we were, about 3 of us were sat down in his sitting room from about 3 o'clock to about 3:20 when he went indoors. But the request was very explicit. Please do not make noise. So we were whispering. But anyway, that was his thing. Now, he was nice to let us know. Some people may not let you know. Some people may just, go around and just, let you stay, okay, after a while you go. But which one do you prefer? Do you prefer to let them know? Do you list them out? In our case, we had house rules. I can't say this enough. It was fun times. We had house rules. We wrote them and we pasted it on the door. The minute you are knocking, you are reading. You cannot pretend. You cannot, tell us you did not see it. It's smack in front of you. So as you are knocking, you are reading the rules. Oh, rule number 1 on this apartment. You don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do that. Particularly the swear words. Some people actually tested us. They would swear and refuse to pay. We will lock the door. Sometimes, obviously, we cannot be held. We cannot forcefully beat them. You could be charged for assault or kidnapping. But you see, when those same people would want to pay us another visit, particularly when we're playing video games on Friday, or maybe when we decide to cook and we're sharing meals with our friends, that guy before you cut, you must bring 100 naira. If you didn't pay last week, you pay this week 200 naira. That's what we did back then. The people like it.
Shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Stimulating and insightful conversations. Hello, Port Harcourt. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
All right, so 017-923-0003, 0817923-0007. Now, there's a call screener once again. Those numbers I just called out, you can use them to get to speak here in the studio. 0817, I beg your pardon, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you will find us on Facebook and on X, it's Twitter, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. We are talking about entertaining guests. It's Friday, the first Friday of the year, and like I said earlier on, people are returning to their various places where they would usually do their business or their work or their school. The holidays gradually grinding to the end. You know, the holiday vibe is wearing out. Okay, all right. Very soon they'll be telling you, oh yeah, pack your load, come and go home with style, I must add. Now, WhatsApp 009-030 6416 009-030 6416. Jude, if you get a visitor visa to the UK or the US or anywhere outside Nigeria, won't you familiarize yourself with their rules before you enter their country? Personally, I don't have a lot of visitors. I am an introvert. I like my space. I have to really trust you, and your head must be correct before I even give you my address. My husband and I actually make use of service departments to host certain people because I don't want the energy of just anyone to enter my house. I also don't want any unruly, entitled folks in my house. If you don't respect yourself or you won't come to the service apartment, we will meet on Zoom or on phone. Interesting. Hello, Jude. It is sort of funny. I kind of feel it depends on the individuals. You can't tell your pastor or a VIP someone you are privileged to have in your home. You can only do that to your peers. You're my G now in my select church. Calvin, good news. Calvin, that's a very interesting angle. So let's assume Governor Fubara, right, is about to enter your house. Maybe he was just driving past. This place is looking clean. Who are the residents here? Let me say hello to them. He knocks at your door, and is walking into, the driveway or whatever, and you have a rule. You don't like people wearing shoes into your house. Would you stop Governor Fubara from from wearing the shoes into your house? Let's say it's your general overseer, Daddy Gio or Mommy Gio. Let's say the person just makes an unscheduled stop to your home, and in your home you like to sit at the far end of the apartment or where the chair is, but Daddy Gio, welcome, blessings my children, and he's making a beeline for your favorite chair. Do you tell Daddy Gio, excuse me, my God, that seat is for me and my tush alone, nobody sits there? Or do you let Daddy Gio sit down there? After all, in about another hour or two, bad as he bad, he would go. Interesting view there, Kelvin. Thank you very much for sharing that. Good morning, Jude. Asking guests to remove shoes before coming in has become embarrassing lately, especially with the advent of tiled floors. I desire that my guests know what is desirable, but when they don't know, I keep quiet and sweep later. I also keep slippers and shoes by the doorstep to show example, yet some people still ignore that unwritten rule. So it is difficult, DK says. It is difficult. You don't like it, but you don't want to be rude. Emmanuel is in Rumokuta. Emmanuel, good morning to you, please. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Good morning, brother Jude.
Good morning.
Happy New Friday from the Almighty God.
It is the first one of the year.
So my thought on our subject is only a man of God that I can allow to wear shoe and enter my well-decorated palace. Yes. Apart from him, if you are a president or governor or commissioner or ambassador, you must remove your shoe.
Emmanuel, you mean you would tell President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is paying you a visit, to remove his shoe to enter your parlor?
Was it him that made this word?
Wow.
This son that is coming out, is it him bringing it out? He's a human being like me. Apart from men of God that I know that they have the power of God, or that they move with Almighty God. Any other class of person, it's either you remove your shoe or you leave my house.
Problem.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Michael DBN on WhatsApp. WhatsApp number once again is 00903064116. Says ethical behavior is the solution to many of our problems. If I can't sleep when people are making noise, then I shouldn't make noise when I sense the next person wants to sleep. If a house is clean, people with barefoot or indoor slippers, why do I have to introduce sand and bacteria picked from outside to such an apartment? To me, some rules are as good as nothing because I am already above it. So when I see people struggling with some rules that on the norms should be observed, I feel bad. Thank you. From Michael. Okay. Oh, all right. Now, interestingly, remember what he said? Now, why would he remove his shoes when he's coming to your house? He can remove his slippers, but not his shoes. He goes on to say, Jude, just as the customer is always right, the guest is always right. And important, you have to treat your guest right. So you endure their excesses. You endure their presence for a while, apparently. Success is on the line. Success is speaking to us from Psychiatric Road. Hello, good morning to you, Success. Welcome to the program.
Yes, hello, Mr. J. I greet you. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Okay, I was just listening to the young man that finished commenting right now. It's not that as easy as you think goes. That you have the governor visiting you in your house. Even if RGO, a member of Christ Embassy, I mean Pastor Chris is visiting my house, and I have a rule that you don't wear your shoes inside the house. You need men of that high standard. You might find it difficult
to tell them.
Yes, you might find it difficult. It is on rare occasions. I mean, if you have to know the person, the thing that is coming, the personality of that person, like how the respect that person has.
But Success, it is your wait, Success. It is your house. You are king of your castle. So why should you be afraid of telling somebody what you want, what should be obtainable in your castle?
It's not that you're afraid. It's not about being afraid. Okay, let's say for example, the governor is visiting my house, right? Now, I have a rule that you don't wear your shoes inside my house. First of all, when the governor comes there, the first thing that's running in your head is, this is the governor. I mean, the governor of Rivers State. And the people be saying that you keep to govern your place. You wouldn't be looking at that. First of all, you'll be very happy to have him visiting your place. You walk into, he's saying about a couple of minutes or an hour, and he leaves. So, I think with that young man, you will be at that point in the first. I don't say that there are people who are not like that. But it's at the first lesson.
Okay. All right. Muriel from Okrika. Muriel, good morning to you, please.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. When we set rules in the house, especially when there are children in the house, you try as much as you can to break those rules, no matter the circumstances, no matter the personality. Now, yesterday, my son's classmate came with his dad. He wants to come and borrow notebooks to complete his notes, and he came in with his papers. And I was in my room, but when I came out, I saw him immediately removing his pants and taking it outside. He held it in his hand and he was running out to take it out. I don't know if it was my son that told him to take out the papers or he just realized that So that's why no matter the personality, no matter the children are watching you, if you break those rules, in some circumstances, maybe going for personality forms, or maybe you attempt to break it and look for excuses. Trust me, if don't even take it serious. Next time when you set another rule, sorry, you don't think if you are around, they will keep the rule. If you are not around, they will break it just as you're breaking it.
But Miriam,
that's what I think.
But Miriam, I'm sorry, because of time. Christian's on the line. But Miriam, what if it is your daddy Gio? What if it's the bishop of the area? What if it is the esteemed senator representing your local government who decides to pay you an unscheduled visit? Would you tell him, let's say for example, the chair close to the TV is the chair your husband sits in, and as he enters, he likes that chair, he wants to go and sit down. Would you tell him, excuse me, Senator, don't sit down there, come and sit down on this stool? Would you do that?
And just it's a chair. I don't think someone sitting on a chair takes anything out of that chair. Anyone can sit on a chair. I don't see any reason why.
But that is your husband's. That is your husband's chair. He says nobody should sit there.
He's a teachable person, a humble person, and you tell them, please, you don't rush me. They will immediately just comply. For the sake of the children, for the sake of themselves, so that they are humble and teachable, you just take it off. You know, I don't think it doesn't take anything away, but for chair, I don't see any big deal. If anybody can sit anywhere, honestly.
Okay. Christian is now order. Christian, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Good morning, Dadu.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Let me tell you something. Can you remember the 200 and the 200 those days?
Yes, flat boots.
Can you remember black and white television?
I didn't see that.
Okay. Dude, I don't underrate anybody in my house. Nobody knows who will come listen. In the Bible, the people that choose Abraham and Sarah, they just thought about. They never bought for how many days. You don't underrate people because they have to say. Okay, let me give an example now. If they tell you that somebody has Kubra will be governor of River State, will you agree? You know the politician, there is any problem. Okay, because of their bishop, who knows the person that you are degrading? Who knows what they will see tomorrow? Nobody knows tomorrow.
But so wait, let me get you right. So because nobody knows tomorrow, you allow them to do what you don't like in your own house?
They cannot come and mess up the place. They are not.
No, but that's the thing. But Christian, they may not mess up the place, but they may do something that you don't like. Take for example, if you don't like to watch TV when you are eating, but they not enter and you're giving them food, and I say on TV, and your mind is going, no, we don't watch TV when we're eating. How would you tell them we don't watch TV when we're eating?
Dude, let me say, they will come and go. Highest 1 week.
Okay.
They will come and go. They have this menu, and they know this menu for you and your family. They are not saying that forever. Enjoy with them. Enjoy with them. And I'm just saying, when they do, they don't menu. They don't underrate anybody. Remember the white television. Remember the computer. Remember 5.
Okay, all right. Christian, thank you very much. So, Christian's opinion, you endure your guests whilst you're entertaining them, for the time that they are in your place. They're not going to be there forever. Just a few minutes or a week or whatever. Governor Fubara or any other governor will not be allowed into my house because he will not even know my house. That's why I say we make use of service apartments. Not even my former lawyer has ever been to my house. We talk every week. My husband and I live in Maitama, but while she worked for me, my former lawyer assumed I lived in an apartment in Gariki. When my husband, this person's in Abuja. Okay. Family service apartment. Here we come. and I respect the representatives from the village more than any political or religious leader. So if the day you are in your personal house, that's the day Tinubu decides to take a stroll with the security that, I like this house, this person is maintaining it, let me say hello to this person. Would you not let I can't even believe we're having this, but would you not let the governor say hello to you for keeping your premises clean? Anyway, moving on. Now, the standard for wearing and removing shoes is that you must sit down while doing it. In most cases, some persons use shoe horn before they can even wear their shoes, like I do. For me, I have no issues removing my shoes if my host makes provisions for global best practice. Hey, would you imagine that? Good morning and happy new year to you. Okay, all right. This seems to be a personal message. Let me just quickly reply. Okay, go on. All right, moving on, dude. People with me this message is not okay. All right, Jude. If the Pope, Govo, or any high-ranking VIP comes to my house and I have a house rule that entails that you pull off your shoes or more, I will even allow them to drive their poto steering wheels right through my sitting room to my bedroom. You can never tell where your showers of blessing will be coming from. Oma with that comment. Let's get on Facebook now. At Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info PH. Now, the question, we're talking about entertaining your guests, right? Do you list your house rules for guests or do you endure their stay? In our time, we listed our house rules. Straight off the bat, before you knock on the door, the rules were there. We don't do this, we don't do that, we don't do this. In fact, I even remember we even put you wash your plates. All right, so if you come back then, if you come in and you eat, you wash your plates. It was one of those house rules. We didn't care who you were, but as soon as you come into the house, you sitting down where come and wash plates. Nobody you chop. Wash your plates. It was one of those house rules. But like I said, the funny one, the one that made a lot of people, very, very, excited about coming to the apartment was no swear words. No swear words between Monday and Thursday. No, what's that? Thunder fire you. No, you can't do that. You can't do that in the house, right? No cuss words, no swear words, no R18 language, PG-13 from Monday to Thursday. But on Friday, Oma, it's free for all. You can start to shout anything, do no problem. And the money we made, I have to say this because it was fun times for us. The money we made, we used it to buy drinks, we used to buy snacks. Sometimes we even used to do some repairs, in the building. And sometimes, if I'm very honest, sometimes when people actually come and like, man, they don't have transport or something, that was the money. It was from that swear jar that we would give somebody money. Oh, I'll take this as transport, do this and do that. So it was pretty cool. It really was. There's a benefit to house rules. They have, I think so. I don't know. I'm not putting it on anybody. Okay, all right. Ajebo says, it depends on what the person is putting on, shoes or slippers. If it looks neat and clean, they can wear it into my house. Governor Fubara or my daddy Gio cannot trek to my house. They would probably have driven, so their shoes will be clean. Trekkers must remove their shoes. Ajebo, why are you being racist? What's wrong with trekkers like me? So because we not come with convoy, we should remove our harbor. Okay, Jude, why do we have footmats or doormats? This is on WhatsApp, by the way. The WhatsApp comments, I'm struggling to keep up. All right. Jude, why do we have doormats or footmats? It's for visitors and guests to wipe the sole of their feet properly before entering. If you tell our former governor to move his shoes before entering your house, he will not only revoke the COO of your house, but he also build a flyover. Okay, all right, that has to be the comment of the day. Cheeky. That's what it is. Like very cheeky. Very, very cheeky. All right, someone's sending me a voice note. Unfortunately, I can't listen to the voice note right now. Please send a message. All right. 4 minutes left. 08179230002. 08179230003. All right, those are the numbers you can use to talk to us this morning. The WhatsApp and Telegram number 08090306416. 08090306416. All right, this is where I says that good morning. For me, I would endure my guest for the short period that they have to stay. Not because I do not want to talk to them or I do not want to offend them, but sometimes it is a way to make people become your friends. You endure their shortcomings or their excesses. The law is for those who are in my house, who live regularly in my house. These people do not live in my house. They are only guests. So when they come, I will afford them some leeway, and after that, things go back to their status quo. All right, Ferdinand says. But wait, Ferdinand, let me ask you, okay? Now, I read a message earlier where the person said, if you are going to the UK, you're going to the US, and for example, even Saudi Arabia, there was a viral video last year of an American who was arrested in Saudi Arabia, in Dubai, because she was making noise. She was loud. Oh my God, I'm looking, and the police can say, look, you're a menace. We don't do that here. Did they know she was visiting a person, what do you call it, a tourist? Obviously they knew. But they punished her for flouting their rules. The question really is, did she know that these rules were applicable in Dubai? Did she know? A lot of times, when we have these international type cases, people say, oh, he's a guest. They did not know. Maybe there are, severity to these things, obviously. Common sense, they say. But using that example, this woman, it's not like she littered the place with trash. Neither did she, carry drugs or something, Or neither, from the video, she didn't look inappropriately dressed. But she was loud. She was loud. Oh my God, we're here. Nobody can tell. Well, I have right. In another man's country, you are shouting your own. Okay, all right. Let's move on. Let's go on. Let's read more messages on this matter. Now, I think the mindset you can never tell. I think this mindset of you can never tell where your blessing will come from is why Nigerians accept a lot of nonsense and glorify abuse. The truth is, the person that is truly sent to help you, that will not give you clothes, so that they can tell the world that they met you without clothes. Such a person will not stress you. It's actually people who are already great that stress themselves while trying to identify right people to bless. Maybe not. But yeah, I understand that narrative. Someone who really wants to help you, it's not going to fuss about. No, just do it. In fact, the problem with those kind of people, those in quote destiny helpers, is they're looking for the right kind of person to be of help to. That's ultimately it. Good morning, Jude. Once again, fascinating conversation. We need to find out where the lines need to be drawn. People keep making these statements thinking it will occur everywhere at every time. There are varieties to these things. If I have a VIP in my presence, I would like to honor that person. But there are certain rules that I will not break. Moving my sandals or asking the person to move the sandals is not a big deal. But if the person decides to maybe get into my bedroom or do certain things like disrupt the way my house is arranged, obviously I will put a no to that, no matter who the person is. No matter who the person is, surely there are boundaries to these things. Okay. Well, wherever the boundaries are, I do hope you find them and you do them. My name is Jude. Hello, Potaka returns. More conversations. It's Friday. What do we do today? I know we're music, dance. That's it. That's what we do. First party of the day. Of the year, rather.